My loves, hello. Hello, my loves, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Luando Nueva, and I do events. I am an event stylist who happens to have a YouTube channel. So we haven't had sit downs in like the longest time for so many reasons, but I am back, and I figured for December, Christmas, I would just give you guys information. I think I've been doing a lot of vlogs. I believe you've seen a lot, but I haven't done the other end where I share information that I know for a fact you guys need to know about or need to hear about. Today's topic. So I'm going to be doing a series of these. I'm not sure what I'm going to call it for now, but it's going to be topics where I want to like maybe post maybe 3 a week for the entire December, but short nothing long, short clips on topics that I've identified in the events field, events planning, wedding, whatever, that I know I had a hurdle to get over, and some are things that I've seen from afar, and because I saw Wutsi Ipelenjani, I learned how to avoid them. So I'm going to give you guys the breakdown on those things. So each episode or each video will be dedicated to each topic. Today we are talking about the difference, or knowing the difference between a colleague and a friend. A colleague and a friend in the events world, guys. So first and foremost, this industry is predominantly full of women. My collar will not do what I wanted to do, and I want to look cool, but equally on my phone. It's a predominantly like a 99.999% woman-led industry. So women, we like to, at first hand, we are nice, you know, and sometimes there's a little bit of pretense, you know, we smile, hi. But now when you're coming in politics, there are a lot of cat fights. This one doesn't talk to this one, this one does this one. So first and foremost, when you come in, do not come in blind. Do not come in wide-eyed, also holding on and grabbing onto every single person that is within Irichiako and trying to make friendships. Don't do that. It's not gonna work. Come into this industry because you're coming in as a business, and any relationships that you build or you make, they must be professional relationships. You want to do this because you never want to find yourself in the predicament where someone does something to you unintentional, because I don't think 99% of the time, I don't believe anyone who does anything to anyone in the events industry does it with malicious intent. Just that shit happens, we are people, mistakes happen, balls get dropped, and there's always someone who gets hurt. So when those things happen, you don't want to be the person who's left feeling like it was a personal attack because you have a personal attachment to whoever that person was that you were working with or sub-hiring. It's very important. If you're coming in, please make sure from the very beginning you do not mix or get fooled by the niceness, because on the other hand, there are people, if you come into industry, who will use you. People will take advantage of you for the fact that you, example, I have people all the time who want experiential training or shadow. Now, as much as shadowing is nice for you because you get to shadow and see me, but if you come for the first time, it's nice, you get to see me, you know, you get the aha moment, you get to see me behind the scenes, and you get to work with my team. But I know for a fact that you being there, you are partially doing a job that would have been someone's duty, if you understand, if you like get me. And if you say now, oh my god, I love this so much, and I pursue to continue the relationship with you as my intern, can manipulate you into feeling like you are my intern, but you're not really my intern. You're just someone that I am sponging off labor-wise, who's excited to come and work with me, but I know I'm saving from paying one person who could have done the job. That's like one of the painful ways. And I always tell people, example, to shadow me, it's nice the first time, but you better off watching my videos and seeing how I set up and watching and learning from me on this channel than for you to keep coming to events. Because then sometimes if I have someone who wants to come to my setups repeatedly, I kind of feel obliged to say, I need to at least meet this person some way. Either I'm paying for your lunch, or I'm paying you towards your transport fees to get to my venue. Do you understand? It cannot be that just because you're coming to shadow me, you leave. But I know I probably got more than you out of the experience. And if someone says to you that they want you to be an intern, or they call you an intern, they should be doing more than just calling you for a setup. You should be having pre-arranged dates, meetings, sessions, calls, where you sit and you discuss certain topics. They should be giving you homework. They should be giving you tasks to see if you are learning, to see your progress within your business. You should see change. They should be highly invested in your time. Again, which is why I always tell people, I'm not physically in a space to be someone's mentor, because events are so like, yeah, good busy, and then emotionally I'm not in a good place. Like, I haven't been wrong for the longest time, so I cannot now be fumbling emotionally. Physically I'm exhausted, I'm already battling with regards to setting up my events and planning them. Ngapha, then I go and I promise someone to be a mentor yabo, and I fail. I rather say no, because I understand the responsibility that it requires from me. So I say no. Another way of why, when you come into this industry, be very, very, very diligent. And then also, if you are fortunate enough to get a mentor, someone who says, you know what, I'm gonna take you under my wing and I'm gonna like teach you everything. Again, nalapo, make sure you treat that relationship as a mentor-mentee relationship. You are not friends. You understand? This is someone who is above your level, and this is someone you need to look up to. This is not someone you necessarily want to tell all your life's problem, but you want them to know you and the things that make you you. But then there are other things that you don't necessarily want to tell them about. I mean, you're not going to go to the movies with your mentor, but your mentor, you can go to a coffee date, right, to discuss work stuff. But your mentor is not someone like you want to now get emotionally attached, that when they don't invite you to social events or they don't share their personal things with you, you're going to feel kind of ingathi lo muntu lona is not giving you their all. So in every part of any contact you have with anyone in the events field, always teach yourself, or always remember, what is the relationship that you have with that person. A colleague, right? I try to think about this. A colleague in the events world would be someone who you have a transactional relationship with. If the only time you two talk is when there's money going in, coming out, that would be a colleague. A person you only speak to when you want to know, where can I get this? Where did you buy this? Can I hire that? Or if they're asking you, can I hire this? Where did you buy that? And someone who can maybe respond in a WhatsApp status that you posted about anything events related. That's a colleague, right? And they're nice to you because they've got a good relationship. You're always on time, your things are always clean when they hire. If you need assistance, or if you sub-hire from her or them, whatever equipment you get is always delivered timelessly. So you have a proven record with that person, and you have this lovely relationship. But it's a colleague, it's a work, it's a transactional relationship. That's all it is. Outside of work events, there's nothing that brings you guys together. So when they post they're on holiday, they post they're having a birthday party, their child's having something, and you're not invited, you cannot feel otherwise about it, because your relationship here is solely what is a friend. More often than not, you are bound to have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 individuals in the events world where you find that how you work with them is exceptionally well, to the point that you start to now cross the boundaries of professionalism. And when you ask them how are you, they honestly reply, I'm not good today, my daughter is sick, so I had to do this, I was up at night, and blah 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 blah. You understand? And then slowly through those interactions you will get to know your person past events, and then the text now or the calls are no longer about chairs and equipment and stuff and balloons, but they're about how's your daughter, you know, how are the holidays, how are you saving, you know, how is that coming along, are you done building whatever renovations we're doing. As soon as those conversations pass that stage, but obviously you will see it will be a two-way street, not a one-way. If you're the only person who's giving this and you're not getting back, it's a colleague. But if the feeling is reciprocated back to you, then you have a friend. And if you guys start going out, you realize, you know what, I enjoy your company so much. Why do you only ever meet when we're doing an event? Why do I never see you in jail? Man, let's do coffee. Let's just, you know what, let's just be pretty. Let's dress up. Let's just go sit somewhere and enjoy our money. That's a friend. When you start now meeting socially, that's a friend. When you're having a bad day and you feel like, you know what, I need to vent. And sometimes family doesn't really understand the issues we have with clients, and the only the person who would relate to you is your event friend, and that would then be the person that you call. If you are in the industry and if you relate by any means to this topic, please drop a comment down below and let me know your feelings about this topic. I'll give you an example of a friend, a colleague, and a mentor. So I have lots of colleagues, a lot, and because the relationship is clean, I always deliver things on time. We have a mutual respect. I had an incident where I dropped the ball. It was my problem, and I did not deliver what I was meant to deliver to this person on time. This was the first time this had happened, and only because I had had a good relationship with them prior. I'd always been consistent. I'd always been available. I've always been helpful. The one time I did a boo-boo, the one time we had a boo-boo and it was my fault. It was easy for our relationship to survive that, because she knew there's no way Ulwanda would do that with intent. There's no way. There's definitely in and I kept on with the brilliant communication. I showed her WhatsApp texts. I was communicating with her the whole time to say, this is what I'm trying to do now. This has failed. Now I'm trying to outsource here. I couldn't deliver something to her. So I was showing her good, even though I know I've made a boo-boo, I'm still trying to make sure I can pull through for you. Like literally through the night, into the morning, right throughout, up until the event starts, I was like concerned, emotionally invested in making sure that her event was not wasn't affected by this. And unfortunately it was affected, because we could not replace what was missing. And on my end, it was someone else who did this to me, because there was a reason why I couldn't do what I had to do for her. And because I had also had a good relationship with those people, after some time I could go back to those people and say, listen, it's okay, shit happens, you apologize, but trouble. I expressed it to the other party. Yes, they were frustrated, they were mad, but within a few days we were fine. And even a few days, the very next day, like we literally didn't even stop talking. She was okay, you know, we got over it. We understand that it is just a thing that happens, and if me and her did not have that good relationship, our professional relationship would have ended in that scenario. Now I'm going to give an example of a friend. So I have someone in events that I'm very close to. Okay, I have a few people. Let me not lie. I have a few people, and this relationship started off as someone I looked up to, like Gugu Gaga. Like, I wished I could bath in the water that she bathes, because she's just out of this world. And through people talking, you know, names get spoken about in places and tables. So she got to know about me, I got to know about her. Then I met her at another event, planners event, and I was like, oh my god, it's her. And she knew who I was, and I was like, okay, this is good. And we stayed in touch. I kept giving her when I could, and I used her, I hired equipment from her. But then I realized that I had we were having such mature conversations when I would meet up with her, even though they were short, but they were mature things that I felt like, you know what, this is someone I can really like hold on to in the events world. Like, I feel like I get that. I get big sister vibes from this person. And I don't want to latch on too quickly, because you want to make sure the feeling is reciprocated. So I don't want to scare her. But as in my mind, I was like, you know what? I need this person to be like my big sister. I didn't want her to be like, no, I wanted her to be like a big sister to me, because and I don't have a big sister. So I really yearned for that relationship, especially someone who's going to be in the events world, because they would relate to everything I was feeling. And fast forward, I lost my mom, right? And she was one of the people I didn't even think would go out as far as she did to make me feel and concern herself about my well-being. Like, she bothered herself about me. And so now the relationship close to that and after my mom's passing had then migrated to when we would have any conversations, whether it was a call or a text. Yes, I get the casual lovely work, you know, and when she says my work is lovely, I know that when like I did the pods, because she's still to me. And so when we do have those few texts, it's always not work related. And then obviously we'll call for this and that, we can get this, we can do, but more often than not, sometimes she'll just send me like a heart, and I'll send her a heart back, or I'll send her a smiley face, or I'll respond something that she posts. But now the conversations were more like in a 50-50, social and business. And we've moved over to proper, you know what, I just want to talk to someone. Can I offload? I just need some advice. You know, I'm having the worst I need to cry. We've gone for coffee, lunch, breakfast, because that's where it's grown to. And it's at a point where it's a two-way street. Then I have a mentor-mentee relationship. Whereas now, it started by me idolizing this person, like, oh my god. And then I got to work with her, amazeballs. And then I got to experience how she runs her business. And I was like, you know what? I like how this woman does the business. I like this. And then obviously I start to take one, okay, I like this, and I implement in my team. I like this, I implement in my business and myself. And in my mind, again, I was just like, oh my god, you know what? This is the kind of person I'd love for them to mentor me. And I never really said it. I never said it. Again, it had to be a two-way street. Then she also obviously felt something towards me, where she would start calling me and just asking me, so how's business? She would, every now and again, if I've done something for her, would talk about my pricing. She'd be like, no, charge more. She would sometimes send me work from other planners, so like not essay, like what I do, what I sit when I'm bored, I sit on Pinterest and I just save inspirational pictures. So sometimes she would save things and send them to me and say, listen, one day we need to do the setup. So she'd be showing me a balloon and saying, Bana, I need you to work yourself up to get to this level. So she's always been someone who's always wanted more for me on the business front. And then that grew, so that all our conversations began that way. And when she'd talk, she'd be like, you know what, I really like spending time with you. You listen, and it's always nice when I know that when I give you information and I guide you, you actually implement them. And remember when like I even bought the truck, every small thing that I've done growth wise, she's always like said, you're cool, I see it, well done. And she's always praised me. And just as much when I do she's like one of the people who's not afraid to tell me, Oba, I care. When I go, now you're fumbling, now you right on. And then we had that mentor-mentee relationship. And again, we would set up time. I would go see her sometimes. She'll call me, hey, can you pop by? And now, because it was such a beautiful, now I'm like romanticizing this relationship, because the relationship was always clear. We've now reached the level where it's not a day-to-day, month-to-month. Like I can go some time now without talking to her, but I know if I need business advice, she's the one person I will call. And obviously now when you spend a lot of time with someone, you do kind of cross over into a friend zone, because then but again, only if, you know, the feeling is reciprocated, the person then starts to allow you into her family, into her home, into you know, her life, and then you get to know more about the person and not just the business end. Us just being a colleague, they become a mentor, and if you're fortunate enough, you can then move over into a friend. But still, even though we are friends, I'm still very much mindful of the relationship that we have. And for me, it's a mentor-mentee relationship. And I happen to be one of the people she really, really likes, who she's also opened up her home and her family, that I can call and ask, how's this one? She's having birthday parties for Mdana, I know I'm invited, you know, to come with my daughter. And basically, having learned all of this, it's really assisted me to avoid certain situations where I would have overreacted or been hurt by, because now I can say it wasn't personal. But then it's not to say that there were not people that I had that I thought were my friends, and it didn't end well for whatever reason. But nalapho, you know, you cry, you like, yo, you know what, I really thought me and you were friends. I really, like, you like, we were doing all the things. We were checking up. I was coming to your house, you're coming to my house. We're having, you know, we're going out for things, and then one thing happens and it all crumbles. That just tells me that the foundation of that friendship, or the friendships that I had, obviously was not as good as I thought it was. Hence, I felt that one of the first topics that I should talk about is knowing the difference between a friend and a colleague. And it's okay for someone to just be a colleague and not be a friend. And if you are fortunate enough, you can have then a friend who is a colleague in the events industry. Ideally, you want to love and enjoy everybody that you work with, because you work with these people. You want to have cordial relationships, and you want everyone to speak nicely about you. And you want them, when they think about Ulwando, say, oh, Ulwando is so reliable, always efficient. You don't want people to be like, I Loa Tembi, I don't do bad business with her, don't do business with her, sorry, because she's bad, she her things are filthy, she doesn't deliver on time, and blah 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 blah. So regardless of the kind of relationship we have with anyone in the investment, just remember to have boundaries, be professional, and treat everybody the way you'd like to be treated, and you'll never step on anyone's toes. Remember, we're a woman dominated industry, so there's a lot of, and if you always just mind yourself and you mind your business, I always say mind your business, when shit happens, people will always give you the benefit of the doubt, because they'll have a reference, they'll have your history, and they say, Rwanda would never do that, you know. So I'm very happy that I have mentors in the business industry. I'm very lucky. I have friends, I have big sisters in the industry. I'm very lucky that I also have colleagues who are great, who are supportive. I hope this was helpful. Please don't forget to comment and let me know your experience with regards to friends, colleagues, mentors in the industry. Until next time, when we devour or we talk about the next topic. Yeah, see you soon. Glad to be back. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe. I would love to end this year on 5k subscribers, and I think you guys can take me there. Love and light. Bye.